Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be going over 10 Super Nintendo games with some great soundtracks. The Super Nintendo had some amazing sounds or music on there in most of the games. Now I could just put in there 10 RPGs because some of the music on them are absolutely amazing, but I tried to give it a variation. You know, I've not chosen all RPGs, I've chosen some different ones as well. So let's have a listen. This is my opinion, and I think there could be absolutely loads on this one. Loads of different music I choose from, but I'm going to go over 10 today that I think deserve a real treat. It's a real treat to the ear to listen to. So 10, what would you call it? 10 must have... No, 10 best soundtracks, or 10 great soundtracks for the Super Nintendo. So the first one I've chosen, I think is a pretty obvious one. Everyone's heard this one, but I'll start off nice and easy. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. This had some great orchestral music in there. Absolutely quality game as well. It's one of our favourites by Capcom, of course, and the music does really stand out. It's got that main Ghouls and Ghosts theme to it in the first level. That's the one I've gone with. For me, I think this is absolutely brilliant. I think all the music in this game was fantastic, but the first level, they've really kind of upped it, gave it a remix kind of thing, and still kept the charm and quality. So the first one I've gone with is Super Ghouls and Ghosts First Stage. Next up, I've gone with one of my all-time favourite shooters. I love this game. It's another Capcom game. Yes, they did some amazing games and the quality soundtracks as well. But UN Squadron, I've chosen Fortress Stage. This one really does ring a bell to me. It really does get in my head. Now, in the arcade, I thought it was a good tune, but this level, when they put it onto the Super Nintendo, I think they upped it a bit better, and I prefer this one compared to the arcade. Quality soundtrack. It's one of those that always gets me humming to myself. So, UN Squadron, Fortress, I think it's fourth stage, depending on how you play it. Next up, I've gone with Super Turrican. Yes, this was a quality game. Absolutely one of the best sort of run and gun games out there. But the music really did knock it out of the park. I think this is just the icing on the cake for this game. The game alone was good, but the music really, really does get in your head. And you start like humming it to yourself and singing it to yourself. And you know exactly where you are when you're playing this game. This is a quality soundtrack. I don't think there's not many games out there that can beat this kind of game.
One up.
Okay, so I've gone with our first RPG on the list, but Illusion of Time by Enix, or Square Enix it is now, but Enix back then. Now, they did some amazing games, and the soundtracks was fantastic. And this one, all the way through it, I love the first stage in this one. It just sets the scene. You know you're getting into a really good RPG when you hear this music. And, I'd love to see a remake of this one, as long as they don't change too much around. But the music in this is absolutely brilliant through all of the game. Absolutely quality. Check this one out. Next up, I've gone with Final Fight, or Final Fight Guy, depending on which version you play. Final Fight Guy, either one. But I've gone with, this one is 4th stage. Yes, they did have a level missed out, but this is like the 4th stage in this one. And I do find this to be great. They did redo it in Street Fighter Alpha 2 when you're playing against Relento. It is the same soundtrack. And I absolutely think this one is absolutely quality. Once again, it's another Capcom game, and, I think absolutely brilliant. Give it a try. Have a listen to it yourself and let me know what you think. Next up, I've gone with Mega Man X. So yes, there are a lot of Capcom games in this year. They did do some great soundtracks, but Mega Man X, the one I've chosen is Boomer Kawanga's stage. I find this one to be really, really catchy, and it does get in my head and ring a lot in my head. I just love hearing this tune, and I find that when I hear this music playing, I tend to play better when I've got some really good quality music in the background. And I find that this one is a real good challenging stage, but the music out of all of this game, absolutely brilliant. Have a listen yourself. Castlevania 4 or Super Castlevania, depending on where you are in the world. This one, now Simon's theme, the first stage, always gets to me. I can always start whistling this one. I absolutely love this game. Every time I see this game, I start humming this tune. I'm glad they've redone it as well. There's several remakes out there of this classic tune, and absolutely brilliant. But if you've not heard it, which I think everybody has, but check this one out. next up, we've gone with, yes, another Capcom game, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Ryus Stage. Yeah, this one, everybody loves Ryus Stage. It's one of those quality tunes, and once again, Capcom did some amazing games with their sound effects. They were, you know, best in the day when it came to soundtracks, and I do think that the Ryus Stage, they've upped it a bit better, given it a nice little jazzy theme to it, a quality soundtrack. Now, the next one did surprise me, actually. I wasn't expecting big things, and I don't think some of the tunes on this game are really great, but this one really does stick with me. It's got a lot of charm, a lot of passion to it, and I do find this one to be brilliant. It's Turtles Tournament Fighter, as you've probably guessed it, and it's Shredder's Stage, and I do find this one really catchy, and it just gets in my head, and I can't get it out of my head. I do love listening to this one, and I'm just humming it for ages afterwards as well. Quality game, quality soundtrack on some of these. Give it a try.
Round 2, fight!
Okay, last up we have got, yes, I've chosen another RPG, but this is probably known for the great RPG, great graphics, but an absolute quality soundtrack. So as you guessed it, it is Chrono Trigger. This was absolutely brilliant. I can't, you know, this soundtrack, it was sold quite a bit on its own as it is, and it's just one of those that you know where you are in the game. But I've chosen the first sort of home stage where you start off, and it really is very orchestral, and I think it just sets a scene for any RPG. If they get the music right in an RPG, I think you're like 50% of the way there for a great RPG. And Chrono Trigger, as you all probably know, it is probably one of the best RPGs for the Super Nintendo. This soundtrack is absolutely amazing. Absolutely love it. Have a listen. Okay, there you have it. 10 great soundtracks for the Super Nintendo. Me personally, I think there's loads I could choose from, and I just thought those 10, you know, just ring my ears, and I'm always whistling them. There's hundreds, and I guarantee I've missed off some that you found absolutely quality, and I personally agree that there's loads out there to choose from. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you soon.